It may sound kind of silly, but a main theme can absolutely make or break a game. Today, I'm really excited because we're going to get our first listen to Frostpunk 2's main theme, something I know will decidedly be exceptional and absolutely make the game this much better. Let's take a listen, shall we? Do you hear that constant drone in the background? Ooh, dissonance. Brass in there. Subtle dissonance in there. A swelling and crescendo, low brass. Glimmer of hope. Never mind. Long sustained note. What a fantastic and short piece. There's something interesting about this that I find very appealing, and that is the oppressive nature of this entire track. What we hear is moments of this desire to remove ourselves from this awful world that we're living in, and yet all we end up getting is the constant sense that the world around us wants to pin us down, push us down, and make us unable to move or breathe. And you hear that in a bunch of different ways. Let's restart and talk about this one step at a time, shall we? First of all, what a big Rachmaninovian sound. So Rachmaninoff was known for these large chord structures, and in here you really feel it. What I think is really smart about this first 11 seconds as an example is that when we start off, we get this single instrument kind of playing, almost this violin or viola playing right on the edge of that string. As it slides up, we are left with like, oh, there's a possibility, and then boom, this big open full giant chord structure that leaves us feeling like, oh, never mind, we can't go there. There's instantly this push and the pull where the single voice, the single human voice is saying wait, and then it's being drowned out by the large brass. And I find that really powerful. Right here, listen to this. A little bit of tremolo, slides up, and then That's sustained for quite a while. And so we don't really know where we're going to go in that moment. So for a second, we have this big... And it almost feels like a blanket of sound washing over us, if you will, which I find very, very satisfying to listen to. And then there too, that's a subtle that interval that we feel, the space between the notes. Going down like that is very different from going you feel how that interval is a totally different soundscape? Going down like that gives us a feeling of like, oh shoot. There's almost a musical sigh that's occurring in that, which I think is really effective and powerful. Let's keep going. More sustaining, but now we have this ticking clock, right? Chun chun, chun chun. Oh, we have this melody of the violins playing over top. Do you hear that melody? Ja da 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 ba da da da. That is a little bit of hope, don't you think? Bia da da da. Because it's going up, it's not going down. It's not going ba 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 ba, which is a different soundscape than bia da da da. You know, when we hear The City Must Survive, that piece of music, which is so oppressive, is really like the ticking clock between nature, the crazy snowstorm, and us, the humans, the settlers that we're trying to help or what have you. This is a similar feeling, but it's less of a storm and more of a natural sort of diatribe. It's a natural dichotomy musically between the elements and humanity. And so we have this constant push and pull. That's the humanity. That's saying like, oh, life is so hard. And then underneath we have the ticking of the clock. Tum, tum, tum. Nice melody in there. A little bit of dissonance in there. You hear that? Oh, that's so evocative. So now let's go back really quickly, because now what we have is the established melody that we just heard right before, ba da da da, and then now we get ba da da da. We get the second melody, a counter melody, if you will, which is going in the opposite direction. That's really satisfying musically, and that's also in the low strings. So we have the juxtaposition, in a little bit of trombones, I think. So we're getting a juxtaposition between the upper melody, that is the humanity, and the lower melody, which is probably also the humanity, but a different emotion. And then maybe life can be good, but it's also can be really rough, right? There's a juxtaposition there I find really interesting right here. One's going up, one's going down, and it deforms a little bit. And we swell, 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 swell. Possibility. So this whole middle section, what a satisfying melody, huge chords, huge emotion, and what we end up getting here is really up for interpretation. But for what I'm hearing, for the first second listen to, what I'm hearing, obviously it's up for interpretation, but what I'm hearing in this first listen is really this sense of, God, please let us survive. Please let us have a chance to live a normal life again. Please give us an opportunity to just exist in this world without all this oppressiveness and this pain. And then it's funny because the answer is no. Let's listen again at how full that is. It's such a beautiful little corner. Classic. We're moving, we're moving, we're moving, we're moving. Listen to how we have the melody in the right, the upper side, and we have the counter melody in the other strings. And then the horns take over as we descend. Right? The horns give us strength, power. We're climbing. We're climbing. There's a little bit of tension. A little bit of tension. Then we pull back. Oh, that's so ravishing, isn't that? We have a moment here where we're like, yes, yes, it will happen. Yes, it will happen. And then we pull. We pull back. We don't resolve in a way. Ta-da-ta-da-ta. Oh, this is like a release, right? Right there. And we're left with sound. Descending in that lower voice there. A little bit of a question. The world is completely empty. That low emphasis, you hear that? That's nature, that's violence, that's death, that's destruction. And it's almost like we get an inverse of all the stuff we heard before. What we got in the first half was this hope against adversity, and the back half of this piece is saying, I don't think so. I think this is going to be a lot harder than you think. And that's very, very cool, because what we're getting and how we're getting it is with the lower brass. And the lower voices are leading us down into the ground, 6 feet down, 6 feet under. Right? And it's like, and then we're left with almost a little bit of twinkling hope. Maybe an aurora borealis. But it's cold, it's bleak, it's empty. On the edge of the violins, on the edge of the strings. When it fades. Sustained with maybe just a glimmer of hope there at the end. But that hope is going to be hard fought and hard won. Don't you hear that? Don't you hear how hard that's going to be? All that noise. Suffering. And then... Now that's good stuff. That's a really deep, emotional piece of music that will allow you to think about many, many different things. It will enhance the story. It will enhance the gaming experience. This is the thing that you hear when you first boot up the game. This sets the tone and the pace for the rest of the experience and for whatever other music comes. This main theme is the way that we open up our expectations to what the game will be like. And that is why main themes are so important to storytelling and so important to music and structure in video games themselves. Without this, the game will probably play perfectly fine, but the music enhances the experience to a 100,000th degree. And that is why I think that music in video games is the filling and the pie and the frosting and the whatever the hell else. Music is so vital to active storytelling and so vital to setting tone, mood, experience, and whatever interpretation you want to have about it. That's really important. Excited to see where Frostpunk 2's music goes. Feel free to check out more videos. Feel free to like and subscribe. Frostpunk 2 is out September 20th, 2024. Check it out. Let me know what you think about the music in the comments below. And as always, thanks a ton, and I'll see you later.